When my mother asked me to take care of her for the rest of her life, I looked her straight in the eyes and told her she would die alone on the street. Not because I was cruel, but because she earned it, one tragedy at a time. Pause. This isn't a story about anger. It's about patience. 13 years of it. If you've ever been ignored, abused, blamed, or treated like you didn't matter, if you've ever wanted justice for someone who never paid for what they did, hit like, subscribe, and settle in. Because this is one of the slowest, coldest, and most devastating revenge stories you'll ever hear. A child nobody wanted. I was 2 years old when my baby brother Mark was born. Like any toddler, I acted out. I didn't understand why attention disappeared overnight. Why love suddenly had rules. But my grandparents stepped in. They taught me kindness. They taught me responsibility. They taught me that hurting someone smaller than you doesn't make you stronger, it makes you weak. I learned fast. I loved my brother, protected him, helped raise him. My mother, she decided I was defective. She called me a demonic hell spawn. And just like that, I was discarded. She handed me off to my grandparents like unwanted luggage while she focused on her real family. That was mistake number 1. The house of fear. Years passed. My mother remarried. More children arrived. And when I was 13, the beatings began. Any question I asked? Any disagreement? Any hint of individuality? Punishment. Fists, belts, rage. Sometimes right in front of my mother. She watched. Silent. Unmoved. Something broke inside me back then. Not loudly. Quietly. That was when I learned something important. The best revenge doesn't scream. It waits. The chores no child should do. We weren't children. We were labor. Climbing roofs at 11. Cleaning gutters. Handling power tools. Not because it built character, but because the adults didn't feel like doing it. Every weekend, like clockwork. I learned early that my safety meant nothing. And I remembered. The day everything drowned. I was 14. My brother Mark and I were told to watch my little sister Alicia, just 2 years old. The adults? Distracted. Gaming. Sleeping. I remember asking the question, "Where's Alicia?" Panic. Running. Shouting. Searching. And then screaming. She was pulled from the pool. Lifeless. No breath. No heartbeat. That sound my mother made. That wasn't grief. That was guilt. Alicia died that night. And the blame was pushed onto children who should never have been responsible. That was mistake number 2. The final straw. Years later, Mark was 15. A broken finger. Surgery. Pain medication. My mother was supposed to monitor him. She didn't. He overdosed. I came home to a body bag. My brother, gone. Something inside me didn't break this time. It solidified. Cold. Sharp. Permanent. From that moment on, I made a promise. She would never know peace again. Revenge begins, quietly. I didn't explode. I didn't scream. I observed. I interfered just enough to make life harder. I challenged her in front of my grandparents. I forced her to fight for every manipulation. She cried. Often. Then karma lent me a hand. She injured her back. Severe pain. Medication. I hid her pills. Threw some away. Petty? Yes. Satisfying? Immensely. Then she drove high. Do I? Jail. 6 months. I smiled, taking her comfort. While she was locked up, I took her room, her bed, her space. She came back to a couch, a metal bar digging into her spine every night. She never complained, but I heard the groans, and I slept peacefully. The failed trap. She got worse. Illegal drugs. Grandparents enabling her. I warned them. They didn't listen. So I tipped the police. Nothing happened. I thought I'd failed. I hadn't. I was just waiting for the final scene. The moment that ended her. I was 31. My grandfather had passed. My grandmother was frail. My mother was broke. She sat across from me and asked, "You'll take care of me, right?" Something inside me smiled. I stood up, looked her directly in the eyes, and I told her the truth. Slowly, clearly, without emotion. You get nothing from me. I listed every sin, every child lost, every law broken, every scar. Then I finished. You will die alone. And I will laugh. Silence. My grandmother stared. My mother collapsed in tears. And for the first time in my life, I felt free. She didn't scream. She didn't argue. She knew. All those years, she thought time would erase consequences. It didn't. It sharpened them. She lost her parents, her children, her future. And she finally understood something she never taught me. Actions echo. Forever. Revenge didn't make me whole, but it gave me closure. And sometimes that's enough. If this story hit you hard, hit that like button. Subscribe for more real chilling revenge stories. And tell me in the comments, what's the most satisfying revenge you've ever seen or waited for?